Boss Woman of Houston. Boss Woman of Houston is presented to you by Bad and Bougie Entertainment. I'm your host, Miss Nikki. I have with me my beautiful co-host, Kanisha Gaskin. Today we have with us Toni Thompson. She is the mother of a slain rap artist, Antonio Walker from Oakland, from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Thank you for joining us, Toni. Can you tell us a little bit about your story and welcome to Bad and Bougie Entertainment, Boss Woman of Houston.
Thank you. And I want to tell you guys, I appreciate you for having me on your show and your staff and giving me the opportunity to tell my son's story. My son, first of all, was Antonio Lamarck Walker. Uh, he was born on November 21st, 1984. My child started playing sports at the age of 4. He was very athletic, uh, ran track, played football, all of it till he was 18. Well, I wanted the beginning of that story in 2015, July 25th, 2015. I went to the country. We had to go to a funeral. My uncle had passed. So I left my son at home with his father. And when I got a phone call that night that my son had been shot, well, that my husband had been shot, we started in 2006. My son was shot and paralyzed by Oklahoma City Police Department unlawfully, unfounded, wrong house, wrong man. Well, of
Wow.
course, we never got justice for that. That was before Black Lives Matters. I told them then that they would have more black men dying because, just to be honest, rookie police, white or black, are too apt to say a person has a gun when it was a cell phone. So they came into my home, kicked my door in, first of all, shot and paralyzed my son in 2006. So then we go to July 2015. That's when my son's father was killed in front of him. That was the first time he got, he was getting robbed, and my husband had to take care of him. And so he got shot and killed. So we went through 4 trials. Antonio's trying to still live on. We both are. August 27, 2021, I'm working. I'm at home. Just talked to Antonio. Got a phone call. Well, the police was knocking at my door, actually. They were saying, was I Antonio's mom? And I was saying, yes, I'm Antonio's mom. They said, well, we found him this morning. Wait a minute.
Take your time. We'll go into commercial. Give you a chance to. We'll give you a chance to regroup, and then we'll come back.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna finish because I don't think I can keep no commercials. Okay. So he was shot and paralyzed. They said he was shot and found dead at the park on Southeast 59th Street. I know my son had no business being on South Side. He doesn't live in that area. So anyway, he was shot. They found him with his wheelchair. We found out that this girl, Kayla Fegley, I want her name to be known because she's the one who pulled and pushed him out there in his wheelchair to his death. So they arrested her finally September 27th. They arrested her. But so she's still in jail right now. But I need the shooter. I need who actually shot my son.
So when okay, when he was, you said okay, he was picked up from his home.
Yes, this girl got a lift, ordered him a lift, and I don't know for whatever reason my son went with her, picked him up, a Lyft driver picked him up, took him to this park, and like they say to me, because I don't know, 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning, they heard the gunshots at 7:30 because it was by a park where houses and everything. So they're the ones who actually called, like the fire department. They saw somebody pushing him, but they didn't know, what happened after that fact. So whoever shot him at that park at 7:30 a.m. in the morning left my son there for dead. And she is not talking. She won't tell who the shooter is. So my thing is, I want to know who the shooter is. She's going to pay too because she was responsible for getting him out there. So she's definitely she. Mm-hmm. We
So,
went to. I just had a bond hearing with her last month. She tried to get out on a $40,000 bond, but even the judge said she knew that wasn't right. She was definitely a part of it, so she has a $500,000 bond right now.
and then also, he was shot by the Oklahoma police. Um, Wrong person at the wrong time, and
Wrong house.
the wrong house at the wrong house. And the crazy part about it is his grandfather was a Oklahoma police, correct?
Yes, for 25 years, my father was a Oklahoma City police officer. So I said he would be rolling over in his grave to know how they treated him and how we went about it. I tried to sue the city. Yes, I did for 2 years, but of course they have the no knock law here. So that means anybody, it seems like, because more and more of our black men all over the country, it's like they have the right to come in your house, shoot and kill you, or shoot and paralyze you and maim you. They don't know how that affects your whole life. It affected my son from that day forward. But what he did do is he liked music. He always was rapping and singing. And so I'm just appreciative of his music that he's left here. And I appreciate you, Miss Nikki, for helping him fulfill that dream.
So, when they entered the home, did they give you what reason was the justification to fire
Oh, when
certain
they in
people?
2006, they stated that they had got an anonymous phone call. So previously, before that, and this guy had shot up or did a drive-by shooting in another neighborhood and had, I guess, shot some teenage boys, from my understanding. But they had him in custody and let him go. So someone said that he was in my house. My son had just got off of work. He worked 8 to 5. He was just getting off his job in the house, and it was right on July 3rd. So, people getting ready for 4th of July. He's having friends over. We're cooking and everything. I go over to my mom's. I had just left my house. They said that they first said it was a different guy that was shot. So of course my son was in there. They rapping, they got their music, they're doing whatever they're doing. They came to the door, they didn't knock, say who they was, kicked my door in. My son I have a patio, so he went to the back, like trying to see. Then he see all these police. He have his phone in his hand, and they shot him and said it was a
That's
gun.
okay.
Said it was a
That's
gun.
that's what I was
They
talking
said it was a
about.
gun. It was a, and that from that day on, they basically ruined our lives. We were strong, God willing. He was still here. He would still be here if that girl wouldn't have done what she did. And the
Yeah,
man who shot him, whoever they are, they're cowards, and I want them caught.
yeah, yeah. Well, I was just trying to lead up to it's
Scenario.
yeah to the scenario because it's two different, like the Black Lives Matter, and so I was just trying to lead up to, from the beginning to where
Okay.
his grandfather was a police officer, then he was wrongfully shot
Yes.
police, and then you say that in Oklahoma they have the no knock law, but at the same time it seemed like they don't have a statute of limitation because you said after 2 years you couldn't sue the city.
Well, I'm not gonna say he was an angel. They got into some more things, and so
No, no,
they
no,
tried to, because he
no,
was just that way.
no. I'm not saying no, no, no. I'm not saying to. I'm not bringing his business out. I'm saying as far as the law, there's a
Is
statute of
there?
limitation.
No, it wasn't. They just decided that uh at that point in time, because we had a big, like, he almost had like a OJ Simpson dream team of lawyers, 5 to 6 lawyers we had, and they were, like, what do you call it, pro bono. And at
Uh-huh.
that time it was just NAACP, which I wish I would have went with, but since they were, have represent, like how they have people now that go and help everyone from state to state, or the one attorney that's been helping a lot of people with the
Yeah.
Black Lives Matters. But like I said, we didn't have anything like that in 2006.
Oh, okay.
Miss Thompson, let me ask you: have you looked into finding out if it's a statute of limitation on being able to sue the city? Because it seems like that you can still get an attorney and dig a little deeper into the cell phone issue, what transpired into that, and what led that person to actually shoot. It seemed like it's more to the scenario that they're allowing you to surface.
Right. And the officer that did shoot my child, I try not to even remember his name, but 2 years after paralyzing my son, he shot another guy. Then they let him stay on the police force for 3 more years, but he had a bar fight with some white man at a bar, and then he got fired.
Yeah, it
And I
seemed like
believe he's still working as a police officer in another county to this day.
yeah, it seemed like he has a pattern of disruptive behavior within the force. Um,
So
His
your
name was
son,
Hunter.
yeah. So your son actually, you and your son actually went through a very traumatic experience. And I heard you say when you were giving a little bit of your testimony that he saw his father also
Yes,
murdered.
his father was shot in the chest, and he had to wipe up the blood on in his wheelchair. He said the police rolled him over his dad, and he was saying his dad was still breathing, and they just said, like he wasn't gonna make it, and he did not make it.
So your husband was trying to help your son.
Right, he was trying. I mean, this guy, they were robbing him. Somebody. This is another scenario. I want to say these young ladies out here that are setting disabled guys up or setting men up, period. It's a
oh,
lot of
okay.
these young
Oh,
ladies.
okay, that's what we understand. So it's a scam pyramid,
Right,
basically.
and they get out there, and so anyway, that happened, and so but when he came in, my husband was in the kitchen. He didn't think my husband at the time, and so
So they
all
came
I
to
know is he came out. Like I said, I was in Texas burying my uncle, and I got that phone call.
so they came to your home.
Right, that's the second time. Yes, because he's like I said, he's bedridden, he's paralyzed from the waist down. Antonio rarely ever left the house unless it might be a family function. Go to his daughter's games. He's a father of three. His Honesty Walker, Adam Walker, and Antonio Jr. But like I said, I did want to, while I'm doing this, I did want to mention that I wanted to thank the people that's helping me get through these times right now, which is my mom, Darlene Wyatt, also Kelly Booker, which is his mother of his oldest child, and my sister Liz Wyatt and the family, all of us and my family abroad, all the Jones family. Thank you all for the love and support.
So what are the police? What are the police doing at this moment?
Right. They
Is
have no leads. They don't have no leads. Every time I call, they said it's circumstantial, but the bottom line is this: we have her.
so
She
do
needs to talk.
What about phone records? Because they can
Oh,
get
she knows they're looking at her phone record. She knows that they're listening to the recordings and everything. She's actually in there just because by word of mouth, like she's having a party, like it's no big deal. She was laughing when she came in the courthouse, which I almost had a fit, but I was just like, I gotta calm down because before I end up in jail. But
yeah.
you're not gonna laugh. It's a serious matter, honey.
So so is there a reward out for?
No, there's no reward or nothing like that. They said when my son got killed that week, they had by that time already 14 murders over the weekend. And so it was like they put his murder, since they don't have too many leads, aside to me.
Is it a back and you may not be able to answer this question. Is it 14 murders back because of the pandemic, or is it within the
No, they
police
just said
force?
they had that many murders that week. A guy got killed that very next day, like at a bus. The body was left at a bus stop. And so they were on that. And like I told them, that was more of a priority. But like they said, at that time though, they had no information. So within a month, they did arrest Kayla Fegley for murder one at that time. So she's still in jail. Like I said, she's the key. And if she doesn't want to talk, she'll take the whole
rap
Yeah,
on.
because she
rap.
was the one that called the lift. So apparently someone is she saying that she's not the one that pulled the trigger?
Right, but then she's not gonna tell you who he is, so you'll sit there unless somebody comes up with $50,000, which I doubt. $500,000 bond is quite a bit
Yeah, but
if you're trying to rob people anyway. So
and okay, so as far as that, so you don't even know if she set him up. So the Lyft driver
we
didn't.
know she set him up from Facebook records. We know that.
Okay. So they were able to go to
They
her.
got Facebook records. We still waiting on DNA from for we still waiting on DNA. But that's
So,
been it's been 9 months now.
So you saying you still waiting on DNA from the crime scene?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's been
9 months
9 months.
now.
Okay, it seems like they are overworked. Like they don't have enough staff.
I mean, I can't understand what it takes 9 months to get DNA either.
and so the Lyft driver haven't came forward that because I'm sure the Lyft driver knows that he dropped him off
Right.
because that's not like you just drop somebody off. You drop somebody off in a wheelchair at that.
It's recorded. Like
Yeah,
the Lyft driver have to record and mark that they actually completed.
Yes, we will be getting in touch. The DAs and everything are working on that. So we go to trial October 10th.
Already been done.
The trial date is set for October 10th, 2022. So I'm just praying and hoping by then we can have the shooter. If not, like I
They
said,
should have
she'll.
already looked at the the Lyft company,
yeah,
and saw that because the Lyft driver is another key, uh, a key a witness to
Yes,
see
ma'am.
who possibly was
were there
around
cars around?
and
Yes,
identify
ma'am.
clothing, body shapes, how tall. That's a pivotal person to try to look for.
Yes, they had they looked for what you call like cams in the area to see if
Yeah,
anybody had
that was my
cameras or
next question.
anything. Nobody had anything.
And so I know that he was a local rapper, and he had a couple. Because as a matter of fact, we had him on. I'm on GMT radio back in when I had was we had DJ Mish here, which was Hot Underground Radio. She's in LA now, but she did do a segment with his when he passed away. I don't think he got a chance to hear it when his time came on to be interviewed. I think he had just passed, but she still did play his music. So
Yes.
I'm not for sure if you got a chance to hear it, but she did play his
Oh
music.
no, I didn't.
Okay,
I'd
yeah,
like to.
she still played his music here on Hot Underground Radio. And so what we could do is edit a couple of his songs into the segment. So when it come on, we can play his music into this play a couple of his songs into.
Oh, that's what I said. That was his dream. I said it's sad. It's almost like, he never got to see his dream prevail. But I just appreciate you, Miss Nikki, for that avenue to put him out there.
Yeah, he was scheduled. Yeah, he was scheduled to come on to GMT radio to Hot Underground Radio and to be on Ear Hustle TV, but he passed away.
Yes.
But he was able to. He was. But she did get his music. But so she did play it once he passed
Okay.
away. She dedicated her show to him.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, went through a lot. I've just been through a lot. I have not been able, I couldn't rest. I couldn't work for about 2 months. I went back to work right after and I just couldn't. That depression got me. I was so much pain. But I just think about just justice for him to stay strong. I have to get justice for my son.
Well, do you feel like you are at any danger with the or do you feel like you're in any danger not knowing who killed him?
No, because if that was the case, when I went through that with my husband getting killed, it was always somebody threatening to kill Antonio because we went through 4 trials then. We actually got all the perpetrators in that case.
Oh, so it's not
I don't
linked
feel
to.
fear at all because I know the guy. I just need justice. I mean,
Yeah.
because you just a coward and you're hiding, and she's acting like it's a joke, like it's a game. It's not a game. That man would still be here, my son, here to see his daughter. She misses her dad. She's graduating from college next week. She played athletic basketball all her years too, from like almost 4 till she's 20 years old now. She's been hurt really badly.
Yeah.
But she still, she played athletically. She's kept going to her basketball games, making 16, 17 points, and she's academically on the honor roll. So we're standing strong.
Okay.
So, what is the possible outcome? Have you reached out to any organizations or individuals that can try to push the issue back up front?
No, that's what I want. That's what I'm hoping this does for us as well. and I'm wanting to go ahead and set up another vigil at the park where he got killed at, and setting up flyers and stuff. But it's around here, or how people say they don't want to snitch or they don't want to tell. So we just don't have many clues. We just have her.
Yeah. Okay. Well, also you can get with Daphne Nelson, which is your first cousin. You can get with Daphne. There's they have the moms, which is moms of murdered sons, which is in Houston. Um, I think that they are. They're not just in Houston. I think that they. I want to say she said nationwide.
Yeah, it's a nationwide organization.
It's a nationwide organization, moms of murdered sons. So you can get in touch with Daphne and Daphne Nelson, which is your first cousin. So she can get you in contact with. Do y'all have Crime Stoppers in? I know we have it here in Houston. Do y'all have a program sort of like that in Oklahoma?
Not that I know of, but basically, like I stated, I was hoping to try to find, reach out now that I'm a little stronger. Because to be honest, I'm just now getting back to myself and trying to reach out. I went to counseling and stuff like that, so I don't know of any other programs, but that's my next step. But I did want to put the number out there if anybody does know anything about Antonio Lamarck Walker's murder, to call the Oklahoma City Police Department at 405-297-1000.
Okay, well, at the end of the show, we'll put a dedication to him, and also, do you have a picture of Antonio?
I can hardly hear you again.
Do you have a picture of Antonio so that we can see Antonio like at his happiest, and we can also put a picture of him and at the dedicated to him, and send me a picture of him, and we can
okay.
We'll do a
Okay.
dedication at the end, and we'll put his. And then we'll put it up, and then
because I thought I had sent you a lot, but I'll send you this one that I like. You right, like when better days.
Well, yeah, you sent me one. I'm just letting you know, just on air, just to send us one, and I'm letting you know what we'll do with it. We'll just do the dedication to him, and we'll put the police phone number on.
Well, that concludes our segment of Boss Women of Houston, and our hearts definitely go out to Miss Toni Thompson for her issues and everything that she has went through. So again, we will post the number to the Oklahoma City Police Department, and we'll give the information and give a dedication. Until next time, this is Boss Women in Houston. Love, peace, and unity.
Thank you.